Hi, everyone. Welcome, ACW. Ashley Cole and I are excited to be here today. We're going to have a quick conversation around a personal business plan and how that can help you in your personal and your work life. And so today we'll talk about that and with the lovely Ashley Cole. And Ashley, if you want to do a quick introduction and then kind of tell us an overview of what entails in this personal business plan.
Absolutely. So, welcome and thanks for having me. This is kind of a passion project. That I've had over the years, and so a little bit of about me. Ashley, I've been, part of ACW for about 8 years. I have been in different committees. I have been on the board. I've also been an officer of the board. And why personal business planning is important to me is because I feel that a lot of folks, when they set out goals, it's very aligned to organizational goals. And I also hear when I'm talking to different women is I wish I coulds or it'd be nice tos. So really it's being able to introduce kind of an outline of how you get to your different goals and what that looks like. And also, let's be honest, we're all a CEO of our own company, right? You as a company, and that's why branding is very important too, that we're going to talk about, is we're all a CEO of our own company. How are you going to be marketable? How are you going to, hit your goals and reach your aspirations and everything? So kind of just wanting to talk just quickly about how to make that happen.
Yes, I love that. And I think when I messaged you about this, we learned this on our one of our last webinars. You talked about your personal brand, and I was like, "Oh, this is going in our 2026 toolkit. We all need this. I need this. I need this personal business plan because I think in an everyday life, we always tie it back to, hey, this is the company I work for. That is my brand. I am. So for me, I'm Fusion Connect. Hello, welcome.
And see,
But
you're
then
not. You're
I'm not.
Samantha.
I'm Samantha Batesville. I am Samantha Batesville. So when you said that, and we've talked a couple times past that, it really resonated with me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and I think, I'm not a VP of any matter here, so I'm not the smartest person in the room, but
Yes.
I do think that I am pretty, I think I hold my own is probably the best way to
There
put
you
it, I
go.
think. And
There you
I
go.
think in that instance, the personal business plan is good to help you move forward in the path and help set those goals in mind. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited to have this conversation with you and then to fill out the workbook after. So that's
Yes.
really great.
Yes.
So for the first question I have for you,
Okay.
from your experience, what's the biggest mistake people make when putting together a personal business plan?
I love this question because you said it right in the question. Personal business plan. A lot of folks align their business plans or their goals based off of their company's goals. I want to hit President's Club. I want, to surpass my quota by 10%. I want a new product to roll. Whatever it is, a lot of people's goals align with their company goals, but they're not their personal goals. When you think of personal goals, it's like, one of my personal goals is I want to be considered a thought leader in technology. I want someone to be able to come to me and ask me to be a keynote speaker. Does that have anything to do with AppDirect? Absolutely not. That is a personal goal. So how am I going to make sure I'm hitting my personal goal? It's great to have business goals. Everyone wants to be the best of what they're doing in their current position, but when you look at your personal business plan, not only is that going to make you marketable to other companies, so if you want to end up getting a different, you know, if you want to jump into a different industry, if you're looking to, leave your current employer and go to another one, you know what they're going to hire you on? They're going to hire you on you've been known for and the brand you start building for yourself, because that far surpasses and outlasts any logo that you'll ever work for.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. And I think one of the hardest things is people when we're in our work world, right? Sometimes we separate work from personal, but specifically in the channel, there is not a work and personal. Like you cannot separate the two because
No.
the channel is so personal.
Yeah.
And it's
And
based on
they intertwine,
relationships.
right?
Yeah.
It's not that like when you're building out your personal business plan, your part of your personal plan is, like you mentioned, you said I'm not a VP. Maybe part of your personal business plan is to be VP of operations within the technology industry. It's a great personal goal. Does it have anything to do with where you're working right now? Maybe not. Maybe it does, but that's your
Yeah.
personal goal. So it's separating, the things you want for yourself in your current role within your current employer, and hey, what do you want as a person?
Yeah. That's that's level setting, right? Because like what do I want as a person and what do I want
Right.
for work, right? Like you never separate them. So I think this plan will help delineate the two for myself and hopefully others. So
Absolutely.
so let's talk about so when you're advising someone early in this business plan,
Okay.
what's the first thing you want clarity on before anything else?
Sure. So, and you're gonna see this, like I know Samantha's referenced it a couple times. I have too. So, along with when you're gonna see this, this nice recording, we're gonna have a document that I put together for our ACW members. It's an entire outline of how to come up with your personal business plan. There's multiple different sections, multiple different pages on different things you need to consider. And it dives into your brand and then your revenue model and marketing and all the fun things you need to know. And that's going to be for you in the email. It's going to be in a toolkit where you can reference it. You can share it with your friends and family. But one of the very first thing is have a vision. So like, what are you building? Like, you're not going to be able to build a plan if you have no idea what your vision is. So come up with that vision. And Sam, when we were talking about this, you're like,
I'm
well,
like, well, what if I don't have a vision,
what if I don't have
actually?
a vision? What is my, can you tell me? Hey, Chat
Do you
GPT,
know
what
what
is
my
my
vision
vision?
is? What does
But
vision mean?
right, but I mean, but that's a real thing, is a lot of people haven't put time that all of this is about being intentional, right? You know, I love the quote that I started this entire business plan document around. It says, a personal business plan isn't just what do I want to do, it's how do I architect my career and income intentionally. So back
Oh,
to,
that's
I
huge.
know, right? I
Yeah.
just gave myself goosebumps, and I
Yeah.
wrote this, and I still gave myself goosebumps. But around building a vision, things you want to consider, and it's in the worksheet, is what do I want to be known for? And if you want to be known for anything that aligns directly with the logo you're working for, you're doing this wrong. Like, what does Samantha want to be known for? What do I, Ashley, want to be known for? What rooms do you want to be invited to? Do you want to be, headlining the product roadmap for a company one day? Do you want to be brought into thought leadership conversations? Do you want to be sitting in an executive boardroom? Like, what rooms do you want to be invited to that you're not currently getting invited to? And then what kind of problems do you want to solve? Like, whether that's, with different advisors, solving actual problems, and maybe your goal is to become more technical because where you can solve those problems on your own without an engineer. Or, as far as problems you want to solve, do you want people to hire you as an advocate, or anything to come in and do audits for their company? Like, what do you want to solve? Like, what are you trying to obtain, and what do you want to solve? That starts building out your vision.
That's really good. And I'll be watching this video again and taking notes. I didn't want to do that right now, but I'll make sure I come back later and rewatch. So it's a really good point, right? Like, because I think about my vision and the things that I want. And a lot of times my visions are all very much on a personal, like family, husband, like that type of way. How do I grow that portion of my life? But there is so much intertwining, especially on like the financial side of things and things like
Yeah.
that. So it's important to write it down. And I'll be doing so, okay? And I better
Yeah,
be the
and
first.
it should, and this does
Yeah.
not have to be industry related, right?
Yeah.
So say you want to eventually get into real estate and buy houses and, put them up for rent or whatever, or you want to do some VRBO with multiple houses. Like, you're going to follow the same thing. It's a personal business plan. It's, what do you want
Yeah.
out of your life? It's all about you. What do you want? What do you want out of your life?
Yes.
What's
What
your
do I
goals?
want?
What do you want?
What does everybody else on here that's watching this
I
video want?
know.
What do you want?
I know. We should have a repository for feedback after people
That'd
go
be
through this
cool. Just
personal
like add
business
the
plan.
question, add like
Hey,
I want.
it might for all you ACW members coming soon.
Duh, we have a
Come
surprise.
coming soon. Coming to an ACW member near you. Coming soon.
Yes. Okay, let's keep going so we don't take too long here. So,
Yes.
can you share a real example of a plan that worked well and what made it successful?
Sure. So, I guess the successful part is TBD-ish.
Okay.
So those of you who may not know, without going into detail, I suffer from very advanced anxiety. And I don't suffer with it, I live with it. So let me rephrase that. And I always wanted to be a children's author. I always wanted to write kids' books. And it was this lofty goal, kind of like, I wish I could, it'd be really cool if. And the thought of becoming a children's book author was not only overwhelming, but slightly terrifying. I was like, there's absolutely no way I could do that until I started actually working through a personal business plan. And why is because when you go through business planning, you take a goal and then you start walking backwards. So my end goal is publishing a kid's book. However, the first step is coming up with content. What do you want the book to be about? Like, what do you want to
Yeah.
teach kids? What do you want the book to be about? Okay, cool. After I have that, what kind of characters do you want in it? So when you work backwards and you start identifying steps that you need to take to obtain your goal, not only is it less overwhelming, but then it's actionable. Okay, my first goal in month 1, come up with content. You got a whole month to come up with content. So then it became far more attainable. So now that goal is no longer like this wish. It is actually actionable things that I'm putting in place to actually make it happen. So whether or not you use ChatGPT, side note, that's what I used to help me map out the timeline I needed to adhere to get a book published and certain steps I needed to take. But I took all of those different steps ChatGPT gave me and put them into monthly goals. So I am well on my way throughout the process. So soon, not too soon. So don't be asking me about this in like a month or so. But now I can actually see on the horizon being able to publish a book. Now it's not overwhelming. It's happening. So it took like this grand idea that always was like well, that'd be nice, into a, hey, I'm doing it and I'm doing it now. So whereas I can't just hold up this book right now and say, hey, I did make it happen. Here's how I was successful. I've seen successes because it's moving forward. And I'm so happy about that because as someone who lives with anxiety, those big ideas that my big brain all of a sudden pops into my big brain, I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I'm tired of telling my brain, yeah, right. And now more, I'm like, okay, you got that idea. How are we going to do this? Let's
You
go.
did it.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Trying.
Yeah. I mean that is a success story, right? So putting your goals in action. So
Yes.
it's really good.
Making them bite size.
I love it.
Bite-sized steps to get to a big old pie of
And I
a goal.
promise that when you publish the book, I will read it to my toddler.
You better, because it's all because it's intertwined with technology. It's all about trying to get kids at a very, very, very young age interested in STEM and technology.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
cool. I am excited to read it now. Okay, so we're gonna close this out, right? So
Yep.
if someone that watches our video and does the business plan, right? If they can walk away from this and do just one thing in the next 30 days, so we're putting a timeline on it, next
Okay.
30 days to strengthen their plan, what would it be?
For the millions of viewers. No, my one step would be go in your toolkit, print this business plan, and start putting your ideas on paper. Start actually making the plan, filling it out. It is step by step. There's different questions you can ask yourself. It is guided. Just do yourselves a favor, do the workbook. It's really, really good. It goes into, I know we didn't touch on branding much, but it talks about your personal brand. Like, what do you want to be known as? What a brand looks like. So just very first step, print the piece of paper, do it on your computer, however you want to do it. Always suggest pen and paper because I'm a writer. And just do the workbook, do the pages, and do yourselves a favor and invest some time into you and your personal goals, because time is one thing that we will never get back and we can't make more of. So you need to make the best of the time you have right now. And really, like, if you're not going to have your own back, who's going to? If you're not going to do yourselves a favor, who's going to? And I will leave you guys with this, and it is on the workbook, so you'll see it again. It says, vision creates direction, execution creates results, a personal business plan bridges the two.
Nice. It's
It
really
bridges
good.
the vision and execution with results, melds them together, and makes it actionable. So do yourselves a favor and invest in yourself. Invest some time in setting those goals and breaking them to bite-sized things that you can attain to where you can accomplish your goals.
So I love that. And I'm going to do one thing and I'm going to say
You better. I'm coming after you.
30 days, I'm going to get it done. But because I'm the one here with you today, you have to be my accountability partner.
Yeah, it
Thanks.
can. No, and that is a part in here. A part in here says your personal alignment and everything. Like who is in your corner and who is going to help see you through. Let your family know, let your friend know your goals. They'll help hold you accountable. Make it fun. It's not supposed to be gloom and doom. It's supposed to be exciting. Like, get excited about
Plan
it.
your life. It's your
Like,
life, right?
print this for your best friend. Do it together. Have a vision board night. Have a
Ooh,
vision
that's a
board.
great
Yeah, do it
idea.
with a
Yeah.
friend. Share your ideas. Like, bounce stuff off of everybody. It's supposed to be collaborative too. It's about you, but it's really fun when you have people to help you have a jam session with ideas, but also hold you accountable and hold them accountable too. That's what we're here
So
for.
wine and personal business plans. That's the night, guys. You just label it wine and personal business plans.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Vino and Vision. There you go.
ooh, your creativity
You
blows
heard
my
it here
mind
first,
every
guys.
day.
Vino and Vision.
Vino, Vino and Vision. All
Yes,
right, Ashley. Well, you are the best. We really appreciate you. One, taking the time, putting this business plan together and branding it ACW style. That was
absolutely.
amazing. And we're all really excited to dive into the content and make it work. So
Absolutely.
thank you again. You're the best.
Thanks for
And thanks
having me.
everybody for watching.
Yes.
Hopefully this really plays a role in helping you plan your life and your career.
And good
Have a
luck.
great one, guys. Bye.
Bye.